Well. What's going on, everybody? This is Let's Talk About It with Los. I'm your host, Los. What's going on? Uh, I do want to make a point that Los Shiesty will not make a return. He will not be back this year. He'll probably be back next year, but this year he ain't coming back. Uh, so I, he had a good time for his one and only show of the year. But hopefully he I can get him back on here for next season for the Cowboys. But for the rest of the season, he done. He at home, probably somewhere in the fetal position crying, because it all went downhill quickly after that. After his one and only show. So let us pray for Low Shiesty, so that everything will work out with him. But I'm happy to be back with y'all for another week. Um, uh, it's been a good year. The year is about to end here quickly. Christmas is around the corner. Um, so it's been an awesome year. New, I guess, new beginnings, because I started this podcast here this year. So here recently, matter of fact, it ain't been that long since I've started, but we keeping it going, and it's been fun. Also too, it ain't it ain't easy trying to think of stuff to talk about, especially when you're not a big talker. And then you gotta sit, right in front of the camera and be entertaining. It's difficult because I just want to go sit in the corner and be quiet. Sit on my phone or something like that. But um, it's been fun. And I hope that y'all's year been awesome as well. I know it's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now, and especially with the economy and you know people's pockets are kind of light. That here recently, I know mine are. Uh, but hopefully, everybody can still uh, have a good Christmas and have a good end of the year. Um, a good New Year too, as well. Spending time with their families, and two, also don't get caught up in. I know it's that year where marketing is gonna hit you hard about and the fear of what you call it, FOMO. The fear of missing out. I know that's gonna hit us hard, because you want and you want your kids to have a good Christmas. Uh, like you did when you was a kid. So you want to make sure that they have stuff that they want, or have stuff that they need, for the Christmas year. But um, also too, you have to understand that it is not about that. It's about spending time with your family, and that's how you make memories. A lot of times we get caught up in you know gift giving, and we forget all about that. The important part is creating memories with your family. So let us not forget about that. And the most important part too, let us not forget, uh, is about Jesus Christ and Him being born. So that trumps everything. Um, so let us not forget that. But I don't have that much time for you today, so I want to get to it real quick. Um, really, I wanted to speak on this quickly because um, it's something that, as being a man, that I'm not the only one to deal with it. A lot of us deal with it, and I could sit here and say, that if a situation was presented to me, excuse me, if a situation was presented to me, if it hit me right in the face, I can't say that I wouldn't take it or I wouldn't fall to it. Um, that's because, like I said, it's a struggle, especially with um, being by myself for so long and having that desire to wanting to be with someone, or even the desire to want to be married. Um, um, I can't say that if certain uh, opportunities was presented to me, um, I can't say I wouldn't take it or fall victim to it. And I know I'm not the only one that would struggle with that, situation. And the reason why I said that is because uh, yet another man has fallen victim uh, I want to say to lust, um, and to not being able to control his flesh and not being able to control his emotions. Um, Another man did this year, matter of fact, has fallen victim in the headlines, and uh, I wanna give y'all the play the video for y'all so y'all can get all the information to what's going on. So let me get this going for you. All right, here we go.
Allegations following the firing and arrest of former Michigan football head coach Sharon Moore, the married father of three, appearing in court today. He's accused of terrorizing a woman inside her home hours after he was fired for having an inappropriate relationship with a staffer. Moore now facing multiple charges. Here's ABC's Alex Perez.
Tonight, disgraced former Michigan head coach Sharon Moore is out on bond, now facing charges of felony home invasion and stalking and breaking and entering into the home of an ex-girlfriend.
Mr. Moore, could you state your name, please?
Sharon Moore. This afternoon, the 39-year-old appearing in court via video, the prosecutor telling the judge the alleged victim broke up with Moore, but he allegedly kept calling and texting her.
Eventually, she presented herself to the University of Michigan, cooperated in some form of investigation there.
The married father of three fired by the University of Michigan on Wednesday with cause effective immediately after the school says he had an inappropriate relationship with a staff member, saying UM maintains zero tolerance for such behavior. Then, later Wednesday, according to authorities, Moore went to the woman's home, allegedly entered through an unlocked door without permission, and engaged in a verbal argument with the victim that escalated.
Barged his way into that apartment, immediately then proceeded to a kitchen drawer, grabbed several butter knives and a pair of kitchen scissors, and began to threaten his own life. I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to make you watch. My blood is on your hands. You ruined my life.
Police dispatch relaying information to responding officers.
Subject is called a caller. Told her there's a male at the location and the house attacking her. State's been stalking her for months.
Today, a judge ordering Moore to have no contact with the alleged victim and wear a GPS monitor. Moore was in the second year of a 5-year contract, making about $6 million a year.
Do you know where he's going to be able to stay after this? Is he going to be able to go home?
I'm just going to not answer that question, but he'll be in the community. And Whit Moore has not yet entered a plea. He's due back in court January 22nd. University of Michigan football now left to regroup with an interim coach as they prepare to take on Texas at the Citrus Bowl New Year's Eve. Whit.
All right, Alex Perez for us tonight. We appreciate it. Breaking tonight, disturbing.
$6 million a year. That's how much he was making. But that's not the main part. That's not the main part, or the worst part that you lost. Yeah, you lost $6 million, but you lost your family. You lost your wife. Uh, and your name is forever slandered. In the news. Hope I pray that he'll be able to regroup and recover from this situation. Because everybody deserves you know grace or a second chance. But um, hopefully he can get that. But um, you heard the report of uh, what he did. And for him to take it that far to go to her house and threaten her life, threaten his own life. What was he already dealing with as far as mentally? Because you don't just out of nowhere do something like that. It has to be something already going on, or something already festering, or laying in the background. Um, but this is this is a situation that far too many times men have caught themselves in, because they can't control their flesh. They can't control their desires. Um, and a lot more men will fall because of it. And you can only hope that situations like this, or situations that happened before in the news, could save somebody. Um, but like I said, it's something tough to deal with when you have uh, uh, a strong desire and you can't control it. Uh, of course, we is not a lot of us. Uh, Sex might not be something that they can't control. It may be something. It may be something else that they deal with. You know, um, that once it's presented to you, that you can't control yourself. You can't hold yourself back. Um, but one thing that I think about is, um, when you are reading the Word of God. One of the things that stick out is that when the Bible talks about sexual desires, um, it that's one thing it tells you to do. It says flee. It says run from it, because you cannot control yourself. He said if it's sitting, if it's it, at one point you can resist it, but after a while you're not going to be able to resist it if it's constantly sitting in your face. If it's constantly there, eventually you're gonna run. You're gonna go to it. So whenever it shows up, the Bible says flee it. It says run. The same way it tells you. Um, uh, excuse me. But that's what it tells you to do. It tells you to run. And it reminds me of, was it Joseph? I think, uh, when he was presented with a situation, he ran. He ended up leaving his jacket, and that's what got him caught up. Uh, but when it was in his face, he took off, and that's a picture of what us as men are supposed to do when we are presented with situations like that. You run. you run from it. Um, and I pray, man, uh, that his situation helps somebody, that it touches somebody's heart to realize that they have an issue that they can't control. And when you have issues and certain things that you deal with that you can't control, this is what happens. It starts to snowball. It starts things that things that you wouldn't think you would do, you start doing. Things excuse me. Things that you think you wouldn't say, you start saying. Things that you wouldn't normally look at. Appreciate it. Things that you wouldn't normally look at. Things that you would normally look at, you'll start looking at it. Um, Things that you wouldn't listen to, you start listening to. Um, this is this is what happens uh, when you can't control the things that you should be able to control. But man, it's a sad thing to witness, to see that um, you lose your job, a job that's already hard to get, a head coaching job for a black man anyway, a head coaching job at a school like Michigan. At a school like Michigan, you lose your head job. You were making $6 million a year. I think you was supposed to make 16 uh, over the next couple of years, 16 million over the next couple of years. You lose all that because you violated a rule by sleeping with um, one of the staff members. You're not supposed to do that, so that's what voids your contract. Um, Not only do you lose that, you lose your wife and your kids, and you got to sit in jail, all because you couldn't control yourself. And that's a sad thing to witness. It's a sad thing to think about. Um, and and I pray that um, you know that he when he gets out of this situation, that uh, from this point on, he's able to make better decisions, and from this point on, he's able to reconcile with his family. Um, and uh, that, like I said, like I keep saying, that this situation, as so many others happen this year, help somebody else that is in this type of situation, that it touches them to realize what is possible to lose. Um, and like I said, it's a picture for me too as well, because like I said, if certain situations were presented to me, I can't sit here and say that I wouldn't fall victim, or that um, I wouldn't take the opportunity to do it. But when I see stuff like this, it's just a reminder. Hey, learn to control yourself. Learn to control that desire that you have, because it's not worth it. It's not worth everything that you have built up to this point. Everything that you have going for yourself up to this point is not worth it to lose because of this. But like I said, I didn't have that much time to spend with y'all today. But I appreciate y'all watching. Forgive my voice. I don't know what's going on right now. this weather been kicking my butt here recently. So, but I'm gonna keep going. So I appreciate y'all watching. Hopefully something I said help you. Give me some feedback. And I appreciate y'all. But this is Let's Talk About It with Los. I'm Los, and I'm out this thing, man.